Blessed Sunday to you all, especially the children of the Most High God, those that are born again in the spirit and by the blood. I want to salute all of you out there. Welcome once again on this Sunday that we are meeting on once again this platform of the Freedom for Zimbabwe. We are looking into a lot that is happening. This is Sunday, the 19th of October of 2025. And remember, 2025 remains our key year. I don't care whether there are 2 months left to go, but those 2 months, in just a day, a lot can happen. Don't ever underestimate the plan of God. So to God, even just a minute is too much. So let alone 2 months. I'm talking about whether Uganda is still going to be holding on or whatever that will be happening. Otherwise, I hope you were so blessed today, the day of the Lord. And I'm believing that many of us, of course, we've been in the house of the Lord, and we continue to pray for the nation, believing God for what God is doing. And indeed, the word of the Lord will definitely come to pass. Right, let us just look into 1, 2, 3, I think, issues that we are going to talk about. Then, of course, we are going to go to our Dark World 26. Is it 26 today? Yeah, I think it is 26. We are also going to be looking at the introduction of the 7 seals. Now that book of Revelation is now beginning to be very exciting. Today we are introducing the seals. You need to know what those things are. You need to know. If you know what those seals mean and what they are and what shall be happening on the earth, then it will help you to make a decision now that you need to be born again. Right, we're looking into South Africa. Zandile Dabula of Dudula is embarrassed on live TV on Enca in South Africa. Quite very embarrassing. Remember, they moved on to form a political party, and just a few days ago there was an election. I think it was Soweto, and in that election, Zandile and the political party, they only got about 3% of the vote, which was quite very embarrassing. And also, I think Mashaba also got something like I think 2 or so percent, if not 4%. These parties that are running on the on the vehicle of fighting against foreign nationals, they are becoming unpopular, unfortunately, and they are not winning. And it's quite very ironic that they thought that this was a card that could bring them into being elected, but it seems like it's not happening. So we've heard many times a lot of South Africans who speak against Zandile always saying that she does not have brains. She's dull. She's a dull individual who is also leading dull people. And I think today what happened to her on NCA and ENCA Live in South Africa can be testimony of what a lot of people have been saying, that you people, you are being led by a brainless leader who does not even have a clue of what she wants, but she's just being trying to gallivant on issues that are really out of reach. And she's just trying to make a name for herself, or maybe a living or something like that. And of course, the issue of her being Zimbabwean again remains one very issue of concern, especially to both groups of people, the foreign nationals as well as the South Africans. Right. So she was asked actually in an interview, and she failed just to answer a question on the frontline states. What are frontline states? She doesn't even understand that. And you'd ask yourself and say, how come a person like this one would get to such a level or such a position when she barely understands this is what is called the basic knowledge. If you can tell me that you don't understand frontline states, and yet you have gone as far as opening a political party, then there must be something very wrong, because you definitely should have these facts on your fingertips. You must be having a little bit of historical background of all these issues of what happened before South Africa got independent during the time of the apartheid, and what was happening in Zambia and Mozambique and so on, the connection of these other countries and so forth. And if you don't have any of such history in you, so what are you doing? How can you lead a people? It's quite very sad, really. So she really has been embarrassed big time, besides quite a lot of other revelations that continue to come out of exactly who she is, especially being our sister from some say from Malawi, some are saying from where people say quite a lot, especially after that other lady who said she is her sister. So I just want us to listen to the video itself, a very embarrassing situation that Zandile met right live on television, showing that she's fighting things that she does not understand. She's starting a battle of things that she has no clue about, and the foreign nationals she's targeting, she doesn't even have an idea of how much the same foreign nationals contributed to the freedom of South Africa today. If you don't know frontline states and what they did, then you don't have history about the relationship of South Africa and other foreign nationals that today you are gathering up people to fight against, not knowing the contributions that the same people have also made to your own country. That is, if she is indeed South African. But let's just take a listen.
Ms. Dabula, let me just ask an open-ended question. If I say frontline states, what comes to mind and what can you say in relation to that?
So now this is about the people. We have this Freedom Charter where Operation Dudula is entrenching the Freedom Charter that says people shall govern. And,
just imagine, Freedom Charter is about South Africa, right? It's about South Africa and their philosophy of people governing, right? And you are being asked about frontline states. You're not, and then you talk about the Freedom Charter. My God, this is embarrassing, I tell you.
Currently, we don't have.
Let me just bring it a little bit back.
We don't have leaders. We are on autopilot, and that's where Operation Dudula comes in.
No, I'm asking about frontline states.
Frontline states. So this is about. Are you now taking this together with?
If I say to you frontline states, from a historical perspective, what comes to mind as we have this conversation?
The frontline states, I would believe it's about the people in power.
Hayi akusixolele abantu wena qunta amafu. Sixolela abantu qunta amafu. What is that? What's that nonsense? And you can see exactly, some of us were teachers. We know when somebody does not even answer what they do. They will try to skive around, hunt for an answer from somebody's shoes, but you won't get it. Very, very fun. Let's just take a listen.
The people in power.
He obviously doesn't know what a frontline state is. She obviously doesn't know what a frontline state is.
Just imagine. Yeah. Shame. So anyway, this is what it is. I mean, those not the shoulders you don't become too talkative, and you're out there wanting to show everyone that you know what you're doing, and then you are found on international platform that you have basically no knowledge of what is supposed to be basic, right? This is what is supposed to be basic, but Kuntamafu is saying a lot of nonsense up there. So I don't know how many people really in South Africa would call this woman a leader. You want to be led by someone who doesn't even have an idea of what she's talking about or what she's fighting for, or the contributions of frontline states, what they did, what it means, and in connection to what you think you call the thrust of your movement, right? The thrust of your movement is really directly attached to the front line, the result of the frontline states. But well, she doesn't even know what it is, and you wonder what level of education she has reached. She tells people that she went to some university and she has a degree in blah blah and what. I don't know. But this is supposed to be just basic, and I know why the journalist was asking such questions. Zandile, if she had managed to answer that question, she was actually going to crucify herself. If she had managed to answer that question, she was going to crucify herself, because she would have spoken about the contributions of the frontline states, right, to the freedom of South Africa, and so on and so on. The fight that was there, the unity of foreign of neighboring countries and others that were also outside, and how they contributed to what is called South Africa today. So if she had managed to answer, she was still going to crucify herself, because they were going to ask and say, "So have you forgotten the contributions of the frontline states?" And then today, how are you then turning around against the same members of the same grouping that used to that stood so tough, to fight against oppression and issues like that. So, but anyway, that's what it is. Anyway, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing like nobody's business. So this is what we mean, that some people would want to just run into the front and want to make noises, and they are making noises over things that they don't even understand. They don't even know. They don't even have history about it. You still remember, many times I've always said that I wish that the politicians in South Africa, especially ANC politicians, they were really supposed to educate their people about the contributions that these other countries that surround them today have made. Umkhonto weSizwe and these other liberation groups that were fighting, they were housed in all these countries. Like in Zimbabwe, they were even given IDs. When Thabo Mbeki were in Zimbabwe, at one point given a Zimbabwean ID. Those things must be taught to the people so that they know. They don't just wake up and start to make noises over issues that they don't even have any information about. But this is really embarrassing like nobody's business. But anyway, this is what it is. I'm sure that she has been reduced, but if she still remains a dandite, she will still go along and run with what she's doing. But this must be a lesson to her. That shows her that, you've exposed yourself, that you don't even know what you are doing. And let alone the people that are following you, they are clueless. If you are that clueless, then tell me about the people that are following you. What are you teaching them? What are you telling them? It means you are doing all this nonsense because you are ignorant of information and facts of what really happened in the past. But anyway, this is what it is, family. Very, very exciting. I don't know what to say. Let me just hear what you have to say. It's just going to be more evil after this. I don't know. Maybe she might want to revenge, but revenging to who? Because this nobody's business. It's hair on her own after that. Connie says after this she will I tell you, I'm thinking so too. I'm thinking she will cool down a little bit, because this is just a big setback. It's a setback, a serious one. Imagine a leader failing to meet simple questions. Just imagine what it means. This is really, you should show what you are doing, or what you are starting, a movement you are leading. You must prove that you have all the knowledge and information of what drives you to get to a point where you are and where you are going, and the reason why you are doing it, with the historical background and facts. But if you don't have, then you have a big problem, right? And kana ivo vanovhotera marara akadai vanotopenga, havani vachitopengawo, because hakuna chechi inoshaya munhu. Kune vamwe machechi kuri kutomwiswa vanhu wiwi chaiyo muprofita anotoita wiwi otopa vanhu kuti vamwe vanotoimwa, hautombomushaya anotoimwawo. Saka that's how things are. Like, every fool will have somebody that believes them. Vanototeerawo ikoko, right? Hanzi pane akamunyepera kuti anogona. Say it's very true, sister. That's Mutu says, God forbid. I was gonna say, as this was so embarrassing. Definitely, very, very embarrassing. Kubla says, "Amai vanopenga zvinonyadzisa." Ndokunonzi uyazi kuti kwesisikati uyakwanisa ukuba embarrassed ngokuthi uyaswela ukuthi ungangena ngaphi. I think uswela umlindi lapho unkazana ukuthi engangena emlindini, ngakuthiwa kwakulo mlindi lapho bezangena emlindini. And she's laughing stock all over today. Indeed. This is something else. Come on, Ernest, Zandile is a disgrace indeed. She's humiliating herself by taking public platforms. Yes, this is a platform that you don't just go there without information and knowledge. And the empty vessel makes more noise. That's Zandile for you guys. Hapana zvinozikano than kungopenda muromo nokupfeka earrings ungati zviredzo. Varume last Sunday ndinovata ndodzwa kupambu. This is just asishodha wakavana lasa ndiuya kutaura ati unoziva kuti ndinenda mbopedza nguva ndichitaura uko, right? Hanzi vangulume seziya Kuntamafu is trying to quarantine Hans is trying to countering us. Yo, she's embarrassing. That was worse, I tell you. And this is embarrassing. Oita kuumburuka pamvudza akuumburuka chak. Yeah, gogopira vanachokutaura vangoita zvavo zvokungoputika kupwatika nokuseka. Hanzi zimai rematofo iro Zandile dzokera kuchikoro. Anga adzokera kuchikoro ambomira noise ari kuita. Chero Tombwe hanzi kudzidza kwakanaka. Ashwa kutotesa chigunweka. Zvigumwe zvofanirwa kutoteswa izvi. Ndogara chitudza vakomana vangu kuti totesai zvigumwe vakomana. Chigumwe kana chisikasatota ichi nekuvhura mapeji chinzi wovhura peji. Zvakakosha izvozvo. Saka vasina kutotesa zvigumwe panosvika pane imwe nguva yaunoonekwa. Right? Right, that's good evening, Chaduva family. Thank you for the updates, brother. Thank you so much, Koba Ernest. Right, no, I'm seeing a lot of more comments. I won't be able to finish them. Remember to talk about dark world that we have a lot to learn today. But otherwise, this is what it is, family. Let's keep just praying for the nation and believing God for what our Lord is doing. We are believing strongly that prayer is the solution, and God's intervening into the nation of Zimbabwe is also very, very important at a season and a time such as this where we are. We are watching exciting weeks that are coming. There are very exciting days that are coming from now and going onwards. Let's keep watching and we see the move of God. Otherwise, thank you so much. It is well. Be blessed. Let's meet in the upcoming show. Shalom.